this video, I want to show you the step-by-step method to launching and creating a successful ad using Google Ads. So Google Ads allows you to create different kind of adverts. And in this video, I'm going to basically guide you through everything that you need to know for you to publish your Google Ads. So if you've never created a Google Ads before, this video is going to be the complete steps that will make you or help you do that. The first thing I've done is that I've created this simple booklet that outlines everything that you need to have before you can publish your Google advert. So I'm going to put this PDF in the description of the video, and you can get it if you want to use this guideline. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be selling an electric shaving blade or an electric clipper. So the first thing you need to do is that you need to have all the materials that you want to use to run your Google Ads somewhere. And that's why I created this document to help you. So you want to also write why your product is unique, and you need to know the kind of adverts that you want to run and the things that you need to run this advert. The first thing you need to have is that you need to have a landing page or a sales page. This is basically the destination for your advert. And I've created this very simple sales page for this hypothetical product that I want to sell. So this page, you can make it even more beautiful than this. So I'm going to, if I wanted to sell this product, I'm going to make this page even more better and more conversion optimized than this. So after that, you also want to make sure that you have in your landing page or your sales page, you want to take note of all these things, like having a call to action, a pricing, social proof, clear benefits, and all of that. Then before you proceed to launch your campaign, you also need to understand the campaign types that we have on Google. So Google allows us to run search-based ads, which is best for buying intent. So we can basically put our ads on Google search engines, and people can see our ads when they make searches that are related to our target keywords. We also have something called the performance max, where Google puts the advert across all of their platforms like YouTube, Display, Gmail, Search, Maps, and every other partner that Google uses to run adverts. We also have YouTube ads. If you want to run video ads on YouTube, you can do that. So after that, we want to select our primary campaign type. So for the purpose of this video, we are going to be running a search advert. And to run search adverts, we need to have high intent keywords. So I've generated these keywords using the product that I currently sell. So your own keywords would be different. So I also have negative keywords here that I do not want to come up when my adverts are running, or I do not want my advert to come up when these keywords are running. So basically we are excluding these keywords. We also need to write headlines, high click-through rate headlines that are under 30 characters. So I used AI to write all these, and we need around 15 headlines that we can use. So these headlines, they are very short and they will be used interchangeably to help you get better performance. You also need to write 4 descriptions under 90 characters about your product. So I also have a lot of them right here. So we also have what is called ad extensions like site link, and you can have up to 4 or 5 site links, and I'll show you what site links are in a brief moment. So we also have call out. You can add all these things to help your adverts do better. If you wanted to run the performance max, then you need to have short headlines that are under 30 characters, and you also need to have long headlines that's on less than 35 or 40 thereabout characters. You also need to have descriptions, and you need to have some asset like the product photos and the before and after image and all of that. So we also need to do targeting. We need to target location and places and the gender and the interest of what our product would be. Targeting, in my case, I'll be using Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, and Nigeria, We also need to track what we are spending on or our ad files. So we can track for purchases, we can track for WhatsApp links, we can track for add to carts, we can track for lead submissions. And to track, we will use Google Tags or Google or plus Google Analytics. So these are the things you need to have before you go into the Google Ads Manager. So once you have that sorted, you want to go to ads.google.com, and this is basically the interface you are going to find. You need to have a Google Ads account before you can run Google Ads. And to create Google Ads account is very simple. All you have to do is go to ads.google.com, enter a Gmail account, put your billing information, and you'll be ready to go. I've created a video on how you can create the ad account, and I'm going to put it in the description of this video. So once you are here, the next thing you need to do is to click on this new campaign or this new campaign right here. Before then, you have other things you can do, like your goals. You can set up your conversion and all your measurements from here. I'm not going to go into that now because that's going to take some time. And we also have tools. And under tools, if you come to planning, you see what we call the Google Keyword Planner. And this is where you can also use to find keywords about the products that you want to sell. However, I already have keywords, so we are not going to be using the Google Keyword Planner for now. So we want to come to create here, and this is where we start creating our campaign. So you click on create a campaign, and this is where you select the campaign objective. So again, you can create sales ad, you can create lead ads, you can create website traffic, app promotion, awareness and consideration, local store if you have a physical store, or you can basically create it without any guidance, which is what we are going to do. So you select this one, and then you have the option to select all the campaign types on Google. So like I said, Google allows us to run search ads, performance marks, demand gen, display ads, app networks, and video ads and shopping. So if you wanted to run video ads on YouTube, you will come with video. If you wanted to run search ads, you will come for search, which is what we are going to do. Now, if you wanted to use the performance marks, which basically covers everything here, then this is the one you want to do. All right. So for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to use the search ads in this case. And here you can select your conversion performance optimization. So by default, it picks this or whatever you set, but we can skip that or add a new goal. So I'm just going to click on add goal here. And my goal, I'm just going to switch it to engagement, and then I'm going to remove the phone lead because I do not want people to call me on phone. So we want to click on continue again, and we come here where we want to get our results from, or basically the destination for our result. So this is where we start putting the link to our landing page or our sales page. So I'm just going to copy that here, and then I'm going to put it right here. So after that, you click on continue, and this is where you name your campaign. So naming your campaign is actually important, especially for documentation purposes. So let's say I want to name mine electric shaver. So let's say I was targeting just a particular location. I can say electric shaver, maybe Lagos or the USA. All right. So this is just going to help me with keeping track of my campaigns. So after that, you want to click on continue, and we are just going to say start a new campaign. So this is where we start our bidding type, and we can select what we want to bid for. So if you have your conversion tracking and everything optimized, you can go for conversion, but for now, let's just do clicks. So we are just going to select clicks from here, and then we want to click on next. So here we want to uncheck all these. So this is basically the Google Partner Network, which means they'll put your adverts on the partners of Google, like blogs and the rest. But we don't want to do that for now, and we also don't want to do Google Display Network. So this is where we select our locations. So we can select Nigeria as a whole, or we can enter a specific location. So let's say I wanted to target some places in the United States. I can do that through the country, the city, the region, or the postal code. I'm just going to keep this to maybe just Lagos for now. All right. So I'm just going to select Lagos, Nigeria. And for any city, you can decide to include or exclude. All right. So I'm just going to include Lagos here, and you can add another location. You can add as much location as you basically want. So I'm going to stick to these two for now. And here you can select your add language. In most cases, you want to leave it to English unless you have a specific reason to switch the language. All right. So here you want to select if this is about EU political ads, and I'm going to say no, it is not. So after that, we are just going to click on next. And here we can basically just we don't want to do anything here, but if you wanted to, you can. If you wanted to add brands, you can click on brands here where you add brands. We don't want to do that now, so we just want to go to the next phase. So here is where we put our URL, which we already did, but if you didn't, you could basically just put it here and you can see your final URL. So we are just going to skip this part and you want to come to the ad group. So this is where you start adding the keywords to your advert. So I've already created my keywords, and that's why I said you should actually keep all your keywords ready somewhere. So I'm just going to copy these keywords and then I'm going to take it to put it right here. So your keywords, after you put them, you want to make sure that these keywords are either phrase match or broad matches or exact matches. And the way you do that is simply here we have here, if you just click on this, you can add these open brackets and you just close it here. So this simply tells Google that we want the exact keyword match for all of these keywords. So you can add as much as possible, and you can also add a few phrase match or broad match. So what this means is if people search for this exact keywords, our advert will come up. So if they do not search for this exact keyword, then let's say they search for only shavers for men, that's a phrase match. So if you wanted that, you can also include phrase matches, and this is how you do them here. So free keywords, this one, the one you have these two boxes, or this one you have in two boxes, they equal exact match. If you want them to be phrase match, you need to put two quotation marks here, and then they will become phrase match. And if you wanted them to be broad matches, then you just leave them the way they are. But I'm just going to keep it this way, and then we want to go to the next phase. Also, this is where we find our preview of our advert, and this is where we want to put our display part. So how our link is going to show. So I'm just going to say here, I'm just going to use something like smooth. I'm going to say smooth shaving. So this is basically how your link is going to show at the top right here. So you can see it changes to smooth shaving. This should be less than 15 characters. So this is where you start putting all the headlines that you have. So Google is going to pull some from your website, but it's always better to write proper headlines. So I have written some headlines here. So you can see them here. So we just have to copy each and every one of them and put it right there. So I've added around 15 headlines here, which is what you need to do. So these headlines, they have to be less than 30 characters. Now you want to add descriptions, and your descriptions should be at least 4 descriptions. Again, I've written my description somewhere here, and your description should be less than 90 characters. So I'm just going to copy my descriptions here, and then I'm going to put them in the description tab right here again. So you have up to 4 descriptions, so you want to provide as much as possible. So I've added 4 descriptions here. So after that, you want to come down here where we have site links, and site links basically help your adverts get more space and gives you more variety and more options. So also in the documents here, I have created some extensions. All these things, they are called extensions. So you can add site links, you can add callouts, and then you can add structured snippets and all of that. So I'm just going to show you how to add site links, and we can just proceed. So to add the site links, all you have to do is come here, click on site links. You can click on this plus to add a site link, and a new window is going to open where you can add different site links. So I'm just going to copy one of the site links here. So what the site links basically does is that it gives you an opportunity to link them to different parts of your site. So for instance, let's say you want to send them to another URL, you can put that URL right here. So that's basically what the site links will help you do. So I'm just going to, let's say you have a special discount for today and you want it to go to a separate URL. You can use site links for that. So you can come here, click a second site link, and you can add the site link again. So I've added 3 site links, and this is basically what the site links will do. So when your ads show this way, you will have other links that are related. So let's say you have a dedicated page for this. They click it, it will take them to that dedicated page. But as you can see, I do not have dedicated pages, so I use a duplicate link, and it says the duplicate link extension would appear in your ads. Your site link text and the final URL must be unique. So you need unique URL for this. So if you wanted to make sure that everybody goes to the same page, then you do not need to use this site link. So I'm just going to click on create and continue. So you can also add callouts, and then you can add even more asset like different URL and all of that. So I'm not going to do all of that now because there's really no point for us to do that. We just want them to go to our final URL. So if you click on save, you can get to the next phase. So this is basically a summary of our ad group. All right. So we can just go to next and we can see our budgeting or how much we want to pay per day. So initially we selected the budgeting, but we can come here, click on a custom budget, and we can say how much we want to pay is maybe daily. So let's say we want to pay $5 daily. So our daily budget we want to set to around $5, and then we'll see the weekly click, the average cost per click, and then our weekly costs. However, it tells us that our budget is lower than other advertisers' budget, which may affect performance. So you can decide to go with this or not, but why this is high is because I was targeting some big cities in Nigeria. So if you change the location to different parts, it's going to be a bit cheaper. However, you can decide to just continue and you can click on next. And the next thing is to basically send your adverts to review, and they will review your adverts, and then you want to see everything here. This is your campaign name, the campaign type, the goal, the bidding, and every other thing. We are basically only on the Google search network. These are the locations, Abuja, this is the language, and every other thing. So we have 5 keywords. We can add more. This is our daily budget, and if you are ready, you can just click on publish campaign, and your campaign will be sent to the review team for review. So here you can see your campaign score, and we have 88 out of 100. So if you add more things, this would increase. All right, so if you added more headlines, if you added site links, if you added snippets, if you added call outs, all of these would increase. But I think 80% is very okay. So all you have to do from this point, if you hit publish, is to just wait for them to approve your advert. So this is basically how you can create Google Ads, simple and straight to the point. I hope this video was helpful. Please like the video, and if you have any questions, you can ask me in the comment section. My name is Noel. I'll see you in my next videos.